I am very happy to meet you again through Kelvi TV. In our last class, we studied about past tense. Now I am going to give a short revision on simple past. Look at here. Simple past is a verb tense that is used to talk about things that happen or existed in a particular point of time. We can normally divide the sentence into four parts. That can be the positive sentence, negative sentence, question sentence, and interrogative negative sentence. First, we have to know about how to make sentence. In a sentence, there can be three parts like subject, verb, and object. And we can make sentence further under the construction of the tenses like subject, helping verb, verb, object. So we can make the sentences with the under the base of the tense also. Here I gave you the sentence structure for the positive sentence format. Here we have the positive sentence format. The sentence structure for the positive sentence format is subject, verb, and object. Here we use past form of the verb because it is simple past tense. Here we are constructing the positive sentence. So if you look at the example, I met the poor man near the temple yesterday. These are the examples which I gave you in the last sessions. She wrote a letter for her brother last night. We read the books in the library last week. The cat drank the milk in the kitchen. The boys played cricket in the evening. So these are the example for the simple past tense for the positive form. If you look at the negative sentence structure, for the negative sentence, here we use subject and did not, and verb, object. The verb will be stem. Here we use verb stem because we are using did not. Did is the past form for do. So here we are using did not and verb stem to make negative sentences in simple past. So if you look at the example, I didn't meet the poor man near the temple. If you look at the positive sentence, I wrote the example, I met the poor man. But for the negative sentence, I didn't meet the poor man. So here we are using did, didn't, and meet. In positive sentence, we use met. And if you look at the second example, she didn't write a letter for her brother last night. Here we are using write is the verb stem for wrote. The third example, we didn't read the books in the library last week. Here we are using read. Fourth one, the cat didn't drink the milk in the kitchen. Here we are using drink. Drink is the stem for drank. Last one, the boys didn't play cricket in the evening. Here we are using play, verb stem. And if you look at the question sentence, to make question sentence, we have to write did in front of the subject and verb stem and finally object. Look at the example, did I meet the poor man near the temple yesterday? Did she write a letter for her brother last night? Did we read the books in the library last week? Did the cat drink the milk in the kitchen? Did the boys play cricket in the evening? So here we are using did in front of the subject and verb stem after the subject. And finally, the interrogative negative sentences. We made negative sentence also, and here we are talking about interrogative negative. The interrogative negative sentence means the negative sentence for the question form. Didn't I meet the poor man near the temple yesterday? Didn't she write a letter for her brother last night? Didn't we read the books in the library last week? Didn't the cat drink the milk in the kitchen? Didn't the boys play cricket in the evening? If you look at the question format, here we are using did. For the interrogative negative, here we are using didn't. Okay, I will repeat in Tamil also. சிம்பிள் ப்ரெசன்ட் என்று சொல்லிக்க நாம சாதாரணமாக நாங்கள் கதைக்கலாம். வளமையாக நடந்து முடிஞ்ச விஷயங்களை பற்றி கதைக்க எங்கே கொண்டு வந்து கதைப்போம்னா சிம்பிள் ப்ரெசன்ட். இப்போ இந்த சிம்பிள் ப்ரெசன்ட் டென்ஸில் நாங்கள் சென்டென்ஸ் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ணிக்க என்ன செய்வோம்னா எங்களுக்கு அடிப்படையாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சப்ஜெக்டோட வேர்போட ஆப்ஜெக்ட் வரும். ஸோ இங்கே வர வேர்ப் என்ன ஃபார்மில் வேறுனா பாஸ் ஃபார்மில் வர, அதாவது இறந்த காலத்தில் வர. ஏன்னா இறந்த காலத்துக்குரிய சாதாரண இறந்த காலம் அப்படியே நாங்கள் என்ன செய்கிறோம்னா பாஸ் ஃபார்ம் பயன்படுத்துகிறோம். ஸோ அதனால் உதாரணத்தை நீங்கள் பார்க்க, ஐ மேட் த புவர் மேன் நியர் த டெம்பிள் ஜெஸ்டர்டே. நேற்றைக்கு நான் என்ன செய்தேன், ஏழை நபரை என்ன செய்தேன், சந்தித்தேன் கோயிலில். ஸோ இதில் மீட்டுக்குரிய பாஸ் ஃபார்ம் மெட். அடுத்தது ஷீ ரோட் அ லெட்டர் ஃபார் ஹர் பிரதர் லாஸ்ட் நைட். அதில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ரோட் அது ரைட்டுக்குரிய பாஸ்ட். மூன்றாவது எக்ஸாம்பிள், வி ரெட் த புக்ஸ் இன் த லைப்ரரி லாஸ்ட் வீக். இங்கே ரெட் ரீடுக்குரிய பாஸ்ட் ஃபார்ம். The cat drank the milk in the kitchen. Cat drank the milk. இந்த drank என்னது ட்ரிங்குக்குரிய பாஸ்ட். அதே மாதிரி the boys played cricket. இந்த played என்னது பிளேக்குரிய பாஸ்ட். அப்போ சாதாரண நிகழ்காலத்தை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இங்கே பாசிட்டிவ் சென்டென்ஸ் அமைக்க, ஐ மீன் நேர் வாக்கியம் அமைக்க நாங்கள் என்ன செய்வோம்டா வேர்ப் பாஸ்வும் பாய்ப்போம். அதே விஷயத்தை நாங்கள் நெகட்டிவ் சென்டென்ஸில் பார்க்க இங்கே டிட் நாட் வந்து எங்களுக்கு என்ன வாரேன்டா வேர்ப் ஸ்டெம் வார. ஏன் வேர்ப் ஸ்டெம் பாவிக்கிறோம்? இங்கே டிட் நாட் வாரபடியா இவர் டூவுக்குரிய பாஸ் ஃபார்ம் டூ வரக்கூடிய பாஸ்டில் வார. இப்போ ஐ டிடன்ட் மீட் த புவர் மேன் நியர் த டெம்பிள் ஜெஸ்டர்டே. அப்போ இங்கே டிடன்ட் வாரபடியால் வேர்பிட்ட ஸ்டெம் பாவிக்கிறோம். மெட்டுக்குரிய ஸ்டெம் மீட். ஷீ டிடன்ட் ரைட் அ லெட்டர் ஃபார் ஹர் பிரதர் லாஸ்ட் நைட். அதில் எங்களோட ரைட் வந்து ரோட்டுக்கு பாஸ்ட். We didn't read the books in the library last week. இதில் read வந்து ரெட்டுக்கு past. The cat didn't drink the milk in the kitchen. இதில் drink அண்டவர் ட்ரிங்குக்கு past drank. அதே மாதிரி the boys didn't play cricket in the evening. இதில் play வந்து playடுக்கு stem. ஸோ அடுத்தது கொஷின் சென்டென்ஸ் நீங்கள் பார்க்க இங்கே நாங்கள் என்ன செய்ய போகிறோம்டா டிட்டை தூக்கி சப்ஜெக்ட்டுக்கு முன்னால் எழுத போகிறோம். அப்போ டிட்டோட சப்ஜெக்டோட வேர்போட ஆப்ஜெக்ட். அப்போ இங்கே டிட் வார. டிட் ஐ மீட் த புவர் மேன் நியர் த டெம்பிள் ஜெஸ்டர்டே. மீட் மெட்டுக்கு ஸ்டெப். டிட் ஷீ ரைட் அ லெட்டர் ஃபார் ஹர் பிரதர் லாஸ்ட் நைட். ரைட் ரோட்டுக்கு ஸ்டெப். Did we read the books in the library last week? Read ரெட்டுக்கு ஸ்டெம். Did the cat drink the milk in the kitchen? Drink drank stem. Did the boys play cricket in the evening? Played stem. அப்போ சாதாரண இறந்த காலத்தை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் என்ன செய்யலாம், சிம்பிள் பாஸ்ட்டில் சப்ஜெக்டோட வேர்போட ஆப்ஜெக்ட் அங்கே வர வேர்ப் வந்து எங்களுக்கு பாஸ்ட். அதே நெகட்டிவ் நாங்கள் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ணிக்க நெகட்டிவ் சென்டென்ஸ் ஃபார்மேட் சப்ஜெக்டோட டிட் நாட்டோட வேர்ப் வந்து ஸ்டெம்மில் அங்கால ஆப்ஜெக்ட். அதே கொஷின் சென்டென்ஸ் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ணிக்க சப்ஜெக்டோட டிட்டோட சப்ஜெக்ட் வந்து வேர்ப் வந்து ஆப்ஜெக்ட் வேறு எங்களுக்கு வேர்ப் ஸ்டெம்மில் வேறு. ஸோ இஃப் யூ லுக் அட் இன்ட்ரோகேட்டிவ் நெகட்டிவ் நாங்கள் பார்க்க இங்கே எங்களுக்கு டிடன்ட் முன்னால் வேற போகிறேன். டிட் வார அதே எடுத்து டிடன்ட் வார. அப்போ டிடன்ட் ஐ மீட் த புவர் மேன் நியர் த டெம்பிள் ஜெஸ்டர்டே. Didn't she write a letter for her brother last night? Didn't we read the books in the library last week? So இங்கே didn't பாவிக்கிறோம். அங்கே கொஷனில் நாங்கள் கொஷன் ஃபார்மேட்டில் டிட் பாவிக்கிறோம். இன்ட்ரோகேட்டிவ் நெகட்டிவ் சென்டென்ஸில் நாங்கள் didn't பாவிக்கிறோம். Didn't the cat drink the milk in the kitchen? Didn't the boys play cricket in the evening? Next one. when we make sentence in simple past or in any other tenses, we have to use the pronouns with the suitable helping verbs. Pronouns or nouns with the suitable helping verbs. If you look at we, you, they and plural, it can be used with were and had. I, he, she, it singular, it can be used with was and had. அதாவது ஒவ்வொரு ப்ரொனவுனும் பிரதி பெயர் சொற்களுக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு நவுன் பெயர் சொற்களையும் நாங்கள் அதுக்குரிய துணைவினை சொற்களோட பாய்க்கலாம். ஸோ அது எந்த எங்களுக்கு டென்ஸுக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி அது வித்தியாசப்படும். ஸோ நாங்கள் இப்போ ஹியர் வி ஆர் ஸ்டடிங் சிம்பிள் பாஸ்ட்டை படிக்கிறபடியால் நாங்கள் அதுக்குரிய வாஸும் வேரும் ஹேடையும் பார்க்க போகிறோம். அப்போ வி, யூ, தேயோடையும் ப்ளூரலோடையும் வேரும் ஹேடும் பெற போகிறார். ஐ, ஹி, ஷி, இட்டோடையும் சிங்குலரோடைய வாஸும் ஹேடும் பெற போகிறார். பாருங்க, we can express simple past tense using be verbs. Was, were, had, these are the be verbs which can be used in simple past. அதாவது simple past நாங்கள் எப்படி எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் பண்ணலாம்னா be verbs வச்சு எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஸோ அதில் was, were, had நாங்கள் பாவிக்கலாம். First look at me. If you want to make a sentence in simple past, you have to use verb, only verb to make the sentence. If you want to make sentence, you can't use helping verb with the verb. If you make sentence, you can't use helping verb with the verb with the helping verb. Helping verb oda verb pavikela, the verb oda helping verb pavikela. If you used, it will change the tense. Adu tense mathum. Alladhi it can be changed to passive voice. Passive voice ku mathum. If you look at the example, or if you positive sentence. For the positive sentence, the sentence structure will be subject plus be verb plus object. Here we are using was, were, had. Look at the example. I was in Canada last year. We were in the library during the interval. He was the Prime Minister last year. Someone was in the preschool last year. Students were hungry. She had a headache yesterday. The man had a big hole. Look at me. Here we are using was with I, were with they, was with he, was with someone, were with students. So here I made sentences with pronouns and nouns also. Pronoun I is pronoun I used with was. Pronoun they used with were. Pronoun he used with was. Noun someone used with was. Noun students used with were. Someone is the singular, students are plural. If you want to make sentence in with had, you can make she had a headache yesterday. The man had a big hole. அப்போ சிம்பிள் ப்ரெசன்ட் டென்ஸில் நாங்கள் ஹெல்பிங் வேர்பை வச்சு சென்டென்ஸ் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ணிக்க என்ன செய்யலாம்டா, இங்கே சப்ஜெக்டோட ஹெல்பிங் வேர்போட ஆப்ஜெக்ட் பாவிக்கலாம். இங்கே வர ஹெல்பிங் வேர்ப்ஸ் நாங்கள் பி வேர்ப்ஸ் சொல்லுவோம். அதாவது இந்த பி வேர்ப்ஸை நாங்கள் எப்படி சொல்லலாம்னா ப்ரைமரி ஹெல்பிங் வேர்ப் சொல்லலாம். இங்கே வர ப்ரைமரி ஹெல்பிங் வேர்ப்ஸ் யாருன்னா வாஸ், வர், ஹேட். அப்படி கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ணிக்க ஐயோட வாஸ் வாரேன், தேயோட வர் வாரேன், ஹீயோட வாஸ் வாரேன், சமன் ஒரு சிங்குலர் அதோட வாஸ் வாரேன், ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து ப்ளூரல் பேன்மே அதோட வர் வாரேன். அதை இங்கே ஹேடை யூஸ் பண்ண ஷி ஹேட், த மேன் ஹேட், சிங்குலரோ ப்ளூரலோ நெவர் மைண்ட், நாங்கள் அங்கே என்னத்தை யூஸ் பண்ணோம், வி ஹேவ் டு யூஸ் ஹேட். சிங்குலராக இருந்தாலும் சரி ப்ளூரலாக இருந்தாலும் சரி அங்கே எல்லா ப்ரொனவுனோடையும் நவுனோடையும் நாங்கள் யாரை யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம்டா, ஹேடை யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம். இஃப் யூ வாண்ட் டு மேக் நெகட்டிவ் சென்டென்ஸ் வித் த ஹெல்ப் ஆஃப் ஹெல்பிங் வேர்ப்ஸ், ஹெல்பிங் வேர்ப்ஸோட நாங்கள் நெகட்டிவ் சென்டென்ஸ் உருவாக்கிக்க சப்ஜெக்ட் பி வேர்ப் நாட் ஆப்ஜெக்ட். The example, they weren't in library during the interval. In last session, I told you we can contract the sentence with the help of helping verbs. Was not can be contracted, wasn't. Were not can be contracted, weren't. Had not can be contracted, hadn't. Look at the example. They weren't in the library during the interval. He wasn't the Prime Minister last year. Someone wasn't in the preschool last year. Students weren't hungry. She hadn't a headache yesterday. The man hadn't a big home. Here we are using contraction form for the helping verbs. weren't can be called as were plus not. Wasn't can be called as was plus not. Hadn't can be called as had plus not. If you make question sentence, be verb can be written in front of the subject. Be verb, subject, not, and object. Was, were are the helping verbs that can be used. Were they in the library during the interval? Was he the prime minister last year? Was the students hungry? And if you want to make questions with the help of had, you have to write the sentence structure like did plus subject plus have object. Here we are using have instead of had because we have written did in front of the subject. So when we write did, you have to write the stem form. நாங்கள் did எழுதுவோமா இருந்தா நாங்கள் என்ன செய்யணும்டா இங்க stem form பயன்படுத்தணும். We studied in with the when we studied the sentence structure with the verb வச்சு நாங்கள் sentence structure பார்க்க நாங்கள் என்ன செஞ்சிட்டோம்னா இந்த ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் பார்த்துட்டோம். அதை நாங்கள் எங்க கொண்டு வந்து அப்ளை பண்ண போறோம்டா had வச்சு question sentence construct பண்ணிக்க. ஸோ அப்போ did ஓட subject ஓட have ஓட object வர போறார். அப்ப இதெல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா did they have a headache yesterday? Did the man have a big home? அப்ப பாருங்க முன்னால did வாரார், here we are using did and here we are using have instead of had. Okay, I will repeat you again. When we make sentences in simple past, we can construct the sentence in various ways: positive sentence, negative sentence, question sentence, and interrogative negative sentence. When we make the positive sentence, the structure will be subject plus verb and object. The verb will be past form. If you want to make the sentence positive sentence with the help of helping verb, you can make subject plus helping verb and object. The helping verbs will be was, were, and had. If you want to make the negative sentence with the help of verb, the structure will be subject plus did not plus verb plus object. Here we use verb stem because we are using didn't, did. And if you want to make negative sentence with the help of helping verb, we have to use subject plus helping verb plus not plus object. Was not, were not, had not. And if you want to make question sentence with the help of verb, we have to write did plus subject plus verb plus object. So we have to write verb as stem. So if you want to make question sentence with the help of helping verb, you have to write was, were, and subject plus object. But we can't write like was with the help of when you want to make question sentence with the help of had, we can't write normally like was, were in front of the subject. We have to write like did plus subject plus have plus object. So these are the sentence format, and we studied about, we have look at short revision on simple past tense. Now we have come to the lesson 2, facing challenges. In lesson 2, in your textbook, they have given you some passage, some informations about challenging sports. First I will read the paragraphs. Water rafting is an adventurous outdoor team activity. It is done in white water or different degrees of rough water using an inflatable raft. This sport is challenging and considered to be dangerous if the necessary safety precautions are not followed. This has now become a popular sport. However, it is necessary to minimize the impact of this sport on nature. There should be a leave no trace policy when engaging in rafting. The sportsman should learn to dispose of waste properly, leave what they find in the wilderness, respect wildlife, keep fire small, etc. In first paragraph, they talked about water rafting. Water rafting is an adventurous outdoor activity. It is done in white water and different degrees of same water. It can be dangerous when we didn't follow the safety precautions. And the second paragraph, there is another popular action sport called skydiving. This is also known as parachuting. Skydiving is done by jumping out of an aircraft and falling for as long as one safely can before opening the parachute. Once the sportsmen jump out of the aircraft, they fall freely with the aid of gravity. The real challenge is to slow down the fall and reach the earth with the help of the parachute. This sport is practiced even during the 18th century, and it is said that in 1797 Andrew Jacques Garnerin jumped from a hot air balloon with a parachute. It was the first incident of truly modern skydiving. In the military, it is used as a backup safety mechanism for airmen. So here they talked about the parachute. Parachuting. Parachuting means skydiving. It can be done with the help of parachute. It can be used for the military for troop deployment. And if you look at the third paragraph, many modern militaries use skydiving for troop deployment. Wildfire fighters also parachute to reach remote sites so that they can be on the ground quickly. At present, it is a well-known recreational sport. So parachuting can be done as a sport also. And another paragraph is given on surfing. Surfing is done with the help of surfboard. This is an act of riding on a wave, especially a sea wave. This can be challenging when the waves become rough. There are three major styles of surfing. This is done in natural waves as well as in artificial waves. This sport has developed into a number of other types, including skateboarding, wakeboarding, skimboarding, and windsurfing. Among others, skateboarding is popular among teenagers. This is an action sport which enables riding and performing tricks on a skateboard. So here they talked about the surfing. Surfing is an action sport. It's riding on the waves. They can make the ride on sea waves, that can be artificial waves or natural waves. It is a challenging sport also. And pole vaulting. Pole vaulting is a challenging sport in this track and field event. The sportsman uses a long flexible pole as an aid to jump over a bar. Pole jumping competitions were known to the ancient Cretans and Celts. The sportsman should have a speed of a sprinter, the flexibility of a gymnast, and the vertical jump of a jumper. This needs courage to jump up in the free air with the pole. The sportsman need not only to jump a considerable height, but also to land correctly. This has been a full medal event at the Olympic Games since 1896 for men and since 2000 for women. So in last paragraph they talked about pole vaulting. It is also a challenging sport. In the track and field event, sportsmen use a long flexible pole to jump over the bar. The sportsman should have the speed of a sprinter, the flexibility of a gymnast, and the vertical jump of a jumper. And 1896 for men, in Olympic Games since 1896 for men it is a full medal event, and 2000 for women it is a full medal event. Here we come for the exercise. What are the challenging sports mentioned in above paragraph? Water rafting, skydiving, surfing, pole vaulting. These are the four challenging sports they have mentioned in the paragraphs. What is used to do water rafting? An inflatable raft. Third question, what is the another name for skydiving? The another name is parachuting. What is the policy everyone should follow when engaging in rafting, water rafting? Leave no trace policy. They have given you and highlighted in inverted commas, leave no trace policy. The final question, what are the abilities a sportsman should have in pole vaulting? The sportsman should have speed of a sprinter, the flexibility of a gymnast, and the vertical jump of a jumper. And complete the following sentences by choosing the correct endings given in the box. So here are some endings And here are some sentences without sentences. The first sentence is, the sportsman need not only to jump dash, jump a considerable height, but also to land correctly. The second one is, parachuting done with the aid of gravity of earth. Third one is, surfing is an action sport which enables riding and performing tricks on the skateboard. Water rafters should learn to dispose the waste properly. Skydiving can be used as a backup safety mechanism. So here we studied, here we have done 2 exercises in challenging sports. And another, say whether the following statement are true or false. First one, surfing is done with the help of surfboard. It's true. Water rafting is an indoor team activity. Water rafting is an adventurous outdoor team activity, so it is false. Military use skydiving for troop deployment. It's true. Skydivers do not use parachute. It's false. Pole vaulting is a full medal event. It's true. And here we come to the next point, adjectives. In challenging sports, we have studied some paragraph on challenging sports. In your textbooks, they have also given some questions. They have given a guide on adjectives, questions on adjectives. So I am going to explain about adjectives. A word which is used to describe or modify a noun is called adjectives. Or adjective and ஒரு சொல் இருக்கும், அந்த சொல்ல ஒரு பெயர் சொல்ல விபரிக்கிறதோ இல்லை சிறப்பிச்சு வரவிட தான் நாங்கள் கதைக்க போகிறோம், adjective கதைக்க போகிறோம். First, the first one is descriptive adjectives. We can categorize the adjectives in numbers, in number of parts. So first one, descriptive adjectives. A descriptive adjective is a word which describes noun and pronouns. Descriptive adjective and a word when or noun name pronoun name describe panna pora. Most of the adjectives belong to this type. First example, I have a fast car. Car is a noun. So fast is describing car, so it is adjective. The hungry tiger chased the deer. Tiger is the noun. Hungry is describing the tiger, so it's an adjective. So descriptive adjective means a descriptive adjective is a word which describes nouns and pronouns. Most of the adjectives belong to these types. And the next one is quantitative adjectives. What is quantitative adjective? A quantitative adjective provides information about the quantity of the nouns or pronouns. This type belongs to the question category of how much and how many. Look at the example. They have 3 children. How many children they have? 3 children. So children is the noun and 3 describing the children, so it is adjective. You should have completed the whole task. Task is a noun and whole is describing the task, so it is an adjective. And the next one, proper adjectives. Proper adjectives are the adjective form of proper noun. It is the adjective form of proper noun. American cars are very strong. The cars noun is a plural noun. And American describing the cars. So American cars. So American is describing the cars, so it is adjective. Sri Lankan people are hard workers. So people is a noun. Sri Lankan is describing the people, so it is an adjective. And demonstrative adjective. A demonstrative adjective directly refers to something or someone. Demonstrative adjectives include the words this, that, these and those. So here the demonstrative adjectives consist of some of this, that, these and those. These are the words these words are demonstrative adjectives. If you look at the example, this car is mine. The car is described by this. These cats are cute. Cats are described by these. So these are the adjectives. And if you look at the possessive adjective, you may study it in grade 8 in the parts of pronouns, the possessive adjectives. A possessive adjective indicates possession or ownership. It suggests the belongingness of something to someone or something. It will describe the ownership. My car is parked outside. Car is a noun and my is describing the car, so it is a possessive adjective. His cat is very cute. Cat is a noun and his is describing the cat, so his is the possessive adjective. If you look at the interrogative adjectives, and interrogative adjectives ask questions, and interrogative adjectives must be followed by a noun or pronoun. It must be followed by a noun or pronoun. The interrogative adjectives are which, what, and whose. If you look at the example, which phone do you use? Phone is the noun and which is describing phone, so which phone, which is the adjective. And what game do you want to play? Game is the noun and what is describing the game, so what is the adjective? Indefinite adjectives, and indefinite adjectives describe or modify a noun unspecifically. The common indefinite adjectives are few, many, much, most, all, any, each, every, either, nobody, several, some, and etc. There are more indefinite adjectives. Look at the example. I gave some candy to her. Candy is the noun and some is describing the candy, so it is adjective. Several writers wrote about the recent incidents. Writers is the noun and several is describing the writers, so several is the adjective. And the degrees of adjectives. If you look at the degrees of adjectives, there are 3 degrees of adjectives: positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Look at the positive degree. He is a good boy. You may study it in grade 8, comparative, superlative. So positive degree, he is a good boy. Good is the positive degree. Comparative degree, he is better than any other boy. Here, good, better, best. The superlative form is best. He is the best boy. So here we studied about adjectives. What do you mean by adjective? A word which is used to describe or modify a noun. It can be called as adjectives. It can be divided into descriptive adjective, quantitative adjectives, proper adjectives, demonstrative adjective, possessive adjective, interrogative adjective, indefinite adjectives, and adverbs. It is also like adjective, but it will describe the verb. Look at the definition. A word which is used to describe or modify a verb is called adverb. We can categorize the adverbs also. Adverbs of manner. The first one is adverbs of manner. An adverb of manner will explain how an action is carried out. Adverbs of manner are adjectives with ly added to the end. If we add ly to the adjective, it can be changed as adverbs. Slowly, rapidly, clumsily, badly, diligently, sweetly, warmly. And if you look at the adverbs of place, an adverb of place, sometimes called spatial adverbs, it will help to explain where an action happens. Here, north. He is coming from north part. Up, anywhere, below, there, close. These are some examples. And if you look at the adverbs of frequency, adverbs of frequency are used to express time or how often something occurs. So if you look at the look at the example. Usually, normally, often, always, hourly, monthly are examples for adverbs of frequency. And adverbs of time. Adverbs of time, while seemingly similar to the adverbs of frequency, it is also like adverbs of frequency. Tell us when something happens. Yesterday, today, last year. Now, these are some examples for adverbs of time. So, now we studied about adjectives and adverb also. Adjectives and என்னண்டா ஒரு noun இருப்பார், அந்த noun-ஐ describe பண்றார், இல்ல மறுபடியும் ஒரு சிறப்பிக்கிறார், அதை விவரிக்கிறார். ஸோ அதை நாங்கள் என்ன சொல்லுவோம்னா adjective-னு சொல்லுவோம். இதே adverb பற்றி நாங்கள் கதை கேட்க அவர் என்ன செய்ய போறாருன்னா ஒரு verb ஒன்று இருக்கிற அந்த verb-ஐ சிறப்பிக்க போறார். சிம்பிளாக நீங்கள் விளங்கிக் கொள்ளணும்டா adverbs பெரும்பாலான adjectives-க்கு நாங்கள் என்ன செய்து விட்டோம்டா ly சேர்த்து விட்டோம்டா அவர் என்னவா மாறிடுவார் எங்களுக்கு adverb-ஆ மாறிடுவார். And here is the poem, the challenge. Blessed is the man indeed who in this life can find a purpose that can fill his days and goals to fill his mind. The world is filled with little men content with here they are, not knowing joy success can bring no will to go that far. Yet in this world there is a need for men to lead the rest, to rise above the average life by giving of their best. Would you be one who dares to try, when challenged by the task, to rise height you have never seen, or is that too much to ask? This is your day, a world to win, great purpose to achieve. Accept the challenge of your goals and in yourself believe. You will be proud of what you have done when at the close of the day you look back on your battles won, content you came this way. It is written by Hartzell Wilson. It's a poem. It's based on it's a heading under the challenge. Here are some questions on this poem. Who is the poet of this poem, Dr. Hart Wilson? What is the title of the poem, The Challenge? Who are blessed men who has a purpose and goal in life? How many stanzas are there in the poem? 6 stanzas. Give some rhyming words from the poem. Find mind, are far, task ask, done one, day way, rest best. So here are 5 questions which based on the poem, and underline the correct adjectives. Here are some questions on adjectives also. The first one is, there is a beautiful garden near the temple. Garden is described by the beauty, beautiful. Gold is an expensive metal. Expensive describing metal. Morgan's handwriting is neat. Neat is the adjective. My brother is a naughty boy. Naughty is the adjective. Charlie Chaplin is a famous actor. Famous is the adjective. Tiger is a brave animal. Brave is the adjective. Cobra is a poisonous snake. Poisonous is the adjective. Dog. A dog is a friendly and faithful animal. Faithful is the adjective. A guitar is a musical instrument. Musical is the adjective. Peridania is a botanical garden. Botanical garden is the adjective. So in today's sessions, I have revised you simple past also, and we studied about adjectives and adverbs, and a passage on and questions also in your textbooks. Okay. In our next class, I will discuss with you past continuous tense and for more the questions on adjectives and adverbs. See you in the next class. Thank you.